and heart opening and hands and wrists. That was the request. And we're going to wave a magic wand and eliminate all suffering and all pain and all hardship and all stress in our lives. And by the time the practice, hips? Yeah, we can do some hips, 100%. Yeah, by the time the practice is over, we're all going to be new human beings with new outlooks on life. How does that sound? So, and sitting nice and tall. Hey, Oliver, welcome. You can close your eyes. Oliver, we're working on hips, heart opening, hands and wrists, and core. And if there was anything else you wanted to request, you can type it in the chat. And we're sitting comfortably, grounding down into our seat. Eyes are closed. And just begin to settle into your surroundings and settle into yourself. And just see what's present and alive for you. What's real right now. And try to tune in to that which makes you feel better, and tune out anything else. Anything that makes you feel distracted or disconnected or discontent. And so we're focusing on what is working. So on the drive down to San Diego this afternoon, we are listening to an audiobook. I think all of you on this call know that my husband and I are in the process of adoption. And so it requires a lot of education hours. And we're listening to an audiobook called I think it's No Fun and All Joy. And it's about parenthood and the realities of it. No fun and all joy. And there was something that was said that really resonated. And it was that there's a part of us that remains timeless always. And they were sharing a story of this woman who is 67 and she's a grandmother, and her daughter passed and she's taking care, full custody of her 3-year-old grandson. And just talking about how harried she is and how much work it is that a woman of her age to be raising a toddler is so much. And yet at the same time, she's experiencing so much joy, and she feels she has an opportunity now to raise her grandson better than she had the opportunity to raise her 4 children as a single mom, trying to make it work all the time. And so the joy that she's finding in seeing the world through her grandson's eyes, through the wonderment and the mystery and the newness of it all, is sparking so much invigoration and so much joy in her. And that was where this quote came in, that there's a part of us that always remains timeless, right? It's like, I don't know about you guys, but no matter how old I get, there's still a part of me that always feels like a child, that's untouched by circumstance or challenge or by the hands of time. So much so that, you know, you look back, you're like, oh my God, how did I get to be this age already? It's like, it's weird because you never quite feel your age, I find. And that's because there is something in us that is timeless. And some people are able to experience that timelessness through seeing the world again through the eyes of a child. But we can also experience that timelessness anytime we are reminded of our childlike nature. When we are reminded to explore our world in a tactile way rather than an intellectual way. And so if you can remember, the invitation for right now is to remember a time when you felt timeless, right? Where play and curiosity and wonderment and sheer joy, sheer presence were so prevalent. They say that wonderment of a child comes from the lack of development of the prefrontal cortex. And it's why they really explore their world through the senses, through feeling, through touch, through sensing, versus them receiving their world through their mind. And rather than just trying to understand their world intellectually, they understand it through experience. And so just thinking back to when you've been, the last time you've been connected to that sense of play and curiosity and wonderment, when you've really been connected to this aspect of yourself that is timeless. And just remembering not only intellectually what that was, but how that felt in your body, the felt sense of this playfulness, of this silliness, of this agelessness. And I believe it's a passage in the Bible that to get to heaven, we must be childlike. We must have that childlike innocence and wonder. And so through this practice, let's try and revive it. And I have no idea how this practice is going to unfold. I never plan, but let's try to incorporate the element of play in it, right? That element of of a lack of self-consciousness, a lack of almost self-awareness, in the sense that you just don't care. You throw all caution to the wind and you let whatever come through you, whatever movements move through you, and you just free yourself to the moment. There's not any concern about the future. You can simply surrender to the present. And that is what a child does. They just give themselves over completely to the present moment. And that's another way in which why we should become more childlike. There's not all that worry and concern, stress. So practice being the child and find the freedom in that again, even if it's just for this practice. Even if for this next hour you just choose to cast aside all the stuff that normally bogs you down. And then let's take our hands to a prayer at our hearts and bow the head. And in reverence to our inner child today, let's honor him and her. Let's truly give them a place at our table to come out and to play and to be expressive and explorative. And fully love that inner child so fiercely. And we'll seal this with the sound of Om. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Okay. Let's go ahead and we'll come onto our backs to start today. So you can simply hug the knees into the chest, make little circles on the sacrum. And then circle in both directions. And then let's go ahead and take the left foot to the ground. Cross your right ankle over the left thigh. Pull the left thigh into your chest. Flex your right foot and simply rock on your low back here. So bringing some mobility to the flexibility. Flexing the right foot, reaching the knee away from your center. And that little rocking is helping to maneuver the femur bone in the hip socket. And it might just be a rocking side to side. It might continue to be a circling on the low back. Breathe through it. And with this childlike exploration of the practice today, there's also an invitation to do every pose as though it's new. Even if you feel you've done it countless times before, how can you find something fresh in it? Something unexamined or unexplored, never before touched or known. Okay, and then let's go ahead and take your left foot to the ground, right foot to the ground, cross the left ankle over the right thigh, flex the foot, draw the right thigh into your chest, and rock a little bit side to side here. You can interlace the hands beneath your right thigh. If your shoulders lift, maybe consider just circling on your low back without the hands interlaced beneath the thigh. Keep the shoulders soft, keep the head heavy. And just be curious about the possibility in the body. Seeing new ways that it can move, new sensations that it can experience. And then we'll go ahead and take your right foot to the ground. Take the left foot to the ground. Draw both knees down towards your armpits. The hands can come to the fronts of your shins. And take a happy baby. Shine the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. You can grab anywhere along the outer edge or the back edge of your legs. So you can grab for the outer edges of your feet. You could also grab for the backs of the calves or the backs of the thighs. And then just rock a little bit on your low back like a happy baby. Try to embody the name of this pose, remembering the simplicity of no worry in the world, just the ability to simply be. You can stare up at the ceiling, you can look at your connection between the hands and the feet and let that be an exploration. And with that, if you want to open one leg out at a time, or perhaps even both legs, you can explore more of an ecstatic baby. And just see this connection between hands and feet, arms and legs. See the difference between flexion and extension in the body, or bending and straightening, bending and reaching. It doesn't have to be so intellectual or complicated. Just explore movement and explore breath. And then we'll go ahead and come back center. Take your left leg to the ground, pull the right knee into the chest, and drop the right knee outside of your left hip, coming into a single leg supine twist. Look out towards the right palm, right shoulder softens towards the earth. Breathe. And don't worry so much about getting your left knee to the ground. Just keep focusing on bringing your right shoulder to the earth, getting nice rotation through the middle back. Take one more full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, come center, hug the knee into the chest, and then exhale, extend the right leg long. Pull the left knee into the chest. You can scoot your hips back a little to the left, and then drop your left knee outside of the right hip. Left arm reaches out to the left side. Look out towards the left palm. And again, left knee doesn't need to touch the ground. Just keep your left shoulder relaxing down. Feel the nice twist in your trunk and a little length in your neck as you're turning your head to look out towards the left hand. Take one more full breath in And a full breath out. Inhale, come back center. Hug both knees into the chest. And then we're going to start to rock and roll forward and back. If you have a really bony spine or if the ground beneath you is really hard, think of rolling more on the sides of the back than directly over the spine. And we're going to start to roly-poly. So basically we're going to rock forward and back, but we're going to spin ourselves around. So you're going to start to swirl either in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction. Just make sure you don't have something behind you that you're going to hit. And just see how you can find momentum and mobility. And then go the other way. So locomotion is one of those things that children explore. And just because we're adults doesn't mean that we have to stop exploring new ways to be mobile in ourselves, new ways to move. So we're going to rock all the way back forward. Have fun with it. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and once we're up forward, cross the ankles, come onto the hands and the knees. Hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, and wiggle. Circle through the trunk, circle through the torso, your head, your shoulders, your hips. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And circle in the other direction. And then come back center. Inhale, lift the right arm up and back into the air. Open across the chest. And then exhale, flip the right hand around. Fingers point towards the body. Inhale, left arm reaches up and back. Exhale, flip the left hand around counterclockwise, fingers towards body. Inhale, right hand forward. Exhale, flip the hand back forward. Just like that, we're going to keep alternating. Left arm up, left fingers forward. Right arm up, right fingers back. So we're getting some heart opening here, opening through the chest. And we're starting to open through the wrist and the hands as well. Use your breath to open the heart, open the chest. Use the breath to release the palms and open the wrist. Inhale, reaches the arm up and back. Exhale, releases the hand to the earth. Just a couple more rounds. If you're feeling adventurous, you are welcome to take this into a plank pose instead of on your knees. So it would be the same thing, but your legs would be up. Okay, let's go ahead, take one more full round. Next time your right arm comes up, thread the right arm underneath the left. Flip your hand back forward if the fingers are turned back, and come into a little twist here. Right shoulder, right side of the head to the ground. Left arm extends forward, push into the left hand, and rotate your eyes up underneath the left arm. Feel rotation, feel opening, feel connection, feel strength. Take one more full breath in and a full breath out. Left hand beneath the shoulder. Inhale, right arm reaches up and back again. Exhale, take the right hand down. Inhale, left arm reaches up and back, open across the chest. And then exhale, thread the left arm through, left shoulder, left side of the head to the ground. Right hand extends forward. Push into the right hand to rotate your vision underneath the left arm, the right arm. Wrap your right hip back in space and breathe deep here. Two more breaths. Take the right hand beneath the shoulder once again. Push into that hand, reach the left arm up and back. And then exhale, take the left hand down. From here, we're gonna go ahead and keep the outs and fingers pointing forward. On an inhale, we're gonna lift the heels of the hands up, and then exhale, place the hands back down. Knees are right beneath your hips. Inhale, lift the heels of the hands up. Exhale, release down. Nice, guys. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, release it down. Beautiful. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, release it down. 2 more times. Heels of hands lift on the inhale. Exhale with control, place it down. Last time. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release down. From here, we're going to turn the fingers in opposite directions. Same thing. Inhale, lift the heels of the hands up. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, release it down. Nice, guys. Keep it going. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. 3 more. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Try not to put it in your shoulders. Inhale, just fingers lift. And exhaling down. Now the right hand's gonna flip clockwise. Left hand will flip counterclockwise. Inhale, lift the heels of the hands up. Exhale, place it down. Now a thing here, you wanna make sure that you're not bowing your elbows and you wanna have the full width of your collarbones. If anything, think of your elbows slightly reaching out. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. Don't let the elbows bow in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. 4 more. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Beautiful. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. 2 more. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Last one. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. From here, we're going to go ahead and take the backs of the hands to the ground. Fingers point towards the body, palms face up. Bring your knees together, bring your feet together. Sit back towards your heels. Find a little back bend behind your heart. So chest forward, you're not rounded at all. Shoulders back, chest forward. And then we're gonna open and close the hands a couple times. Try to get the entire backs of the hands pushing into the ground. Reach the seat to the heels. Like little monkey hands opening and closing. Just a couple more times for 3, for 2, and for 1. And then let's go ahead, keep the toes tucked. Sit back on your tucked toes. Make sure all 10 toes are still tucked under. And then from here, pull the skin of your right wrist back. Make a fist with the hand. Hold the skin back pretty tight and circle the wrist around. Breathe into it. So we're sneaking in some opening of that big toe joint and the arches. And the arches of your feet have meridian lines that connect to the whole body. So if you're feeling anything in your body, helping to open up the feet is a nice way to go at it. And then circle in the other direction. Nice, guys. And then go ahead and we'll release that. Grab a hold of the left wrist, pull the skin back, make a fist with the hand, circle the wrist around. I didn't get that. Circle in the other direction. Keep it going. Nice. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and you can lift up and just shake it out. Shake out your arms. Let the shake come into the shoulders. Let the shake come into the head a little bit. Shimmy, shimmy, shake. Let it out. Maybe a knee lifts up. Maybe you try and do some kind of like new dance with it. But don't even worry about any way that it looks. Just start to flail about. You know those like those like things, I don't even know, like the signs outside, they like fill with air and they just kind of like wave through the air. Stores have them. You can think of yourself as one of those things, just letting yourself kind of get taken by the wind, letting yourself get taken by your winds, your movements of energy. Ha! Let it out, let some sound go. Ha! Ha! You can have your own little exploration. I don't want to call it a temper tantrum, but just be that free. Ha. Shake, shimmy, shift, release. Yeah, go with the wind. Really let it out, really let it go. Just a little bit more. Please feel free to close your eyes and just see how the body naturally wants to move. It may be really frantic or frenetic, no problem. Let it out, let it go. Ha. Ha. Keep shimmying, shaking, shifting, moving. Move that energy. All right. And should feel like you stirred the pot and mixed things up a little bit. And when you're ready, and no rush, we're going to come back onto our hands and our knees. And then lift up onto your fingertips. Good, and hollow out through the centers of the palms. And then from here, if possible, you're gonna tuck the toes and see if you can come into a bent knee dog on your fingertips. Hips nice and high, chest pressing back towards your thighs. Breathing here. And then on an inhale, see if you can come into a fingertip plank. If you need to lower onto the palms, no problem. And then bend your knees and pull back into a fingertip dog. And then inhale, come forward to a plank on your fingertips or the palms down. And pull back into a dog. One more time. Inhale forward. Exhale, pulling back. Lower the knees to the ground. One more time, we're gonna flip the wrist. Right hand goes clockwise. Left hand goes counterclockwise. We're gonna do a little pranayama here. Remember, we're holding the frame of the collarbone, so make sure your elbows aren't narrow. Wrists right beneath your shoulders. And then on an inhale, we'll round the back and come in. On the exhale, we'll come out. So it's a little different than how we would normally breathe in a cat-cow. Inhale, we go in. Exhale, we come out. And just like that, you can keep it really slow and steady. You also have the option to start to speed it up. Maybe your ponytail comes out. Keep it going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead, tuck the toes. Come into a regular downward facing dog with the hands facing forward. Moving a lot of energy today. Lift your hips nice and high, bend the knees, press the chest back. In your dog, make sure you don't collapse into the pinky edge side of the hand. That's the side that correlates to the heart. And that's also the tendency that many people have, is to collapse into that outer wrist, and it puts unnecessary pressure on the wrist and energetically on the heart. So think of rooting into the into the thumbs and your index finger knuckles. And then let's walk the feet forward towards the hands. Once you're all the way to the top of the mat, just hang, let it go. Grab for opposite elbows, dangle, shift, shake. Another opportunity to just get free.
right? This is a practice of liberation. It's a practice of moksha. So letting the movement be the medicine for that. So don't feel confined in your skin or even confined by a particular structure of the practice or in a pose. Let it be loose and free and explorative. And then soften the knees and roll up to stand one vertebra at a time. Once you're all the way up and no rush to get to the top, you can roll the shoulders down the back. Take a mountain pose, Tadasana. Grounding through the feet, lengthening through the tail, rising tall through your chest. Take a full breath in through the nose and a full breath out of the nose. Inhale, we're going to soften the knees, hook the thumbs, sweep the arms forward and up, press the chest forward, press your pelvis forward, back bend behind the heart. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms overhead, clasp the palms into a fist behind your back, and extend the arms and the legs. Inhale, release the hands next to the feet, stuff the right leg back to a long lunge. Exhale, lower the right knee and point the foot. Inhale, hook the thumbs, sweep the arms up, back bend behind the heart, lift the chest, feel stable in your legs, that the legs are sturdy and holding you, and then from that you can find a sense of spaciousness in your lungs, in your breath, in your heart. Take one more full breath in, and a full breath out. Inhale, take the hands down, frame the left foot. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin to the earth. Inhale, slide to a low cobra, Bhujangasana, back of neck stays long. Exhale, move through bent knees, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot in between the hands to a lunge. Exhale, lower the left knee and point the foot. So beautiful, guys. Right angle with that right leg. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the chest, back bend behind the heart. Exhale, hands come down. Step the left foot to meet the right and fold into both legs at the top of the mat, Uttanasana. Soften the knees, hook the thumbs, sweep the arms forward and up, press the pelvis forward, lift the chest, back bend behind the heart. Exhale, reverse the flow. Bend knees, sweep arms overhead, clasp palms, extend arms and legs. Keep alternating which thumb is on top, whether hooking the thumbs or interlacing the fingers. Inhale, release the hands down, step the left leg back to a long lunge. Exhale, lower the knee and point the foot. Inhale, hook the thumbs, sweep the arms, lift the chest, back bend behind the heart. Feel strong and stable in your legs, so then you can lengthen the trunk out of the bowl of the pelvis. Your back leg is your anchor, your front knee is your rudder, your body is the sail. Catch the wind and find your breath. One more full breath in, and a full breath out. Inhale, take the hands down. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to a plank pose. Exhale, lower, knees, chest, and chin to the earth. Inhale, slide to a low cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck the toes, move back through bent knees. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot in between the hands to a lunge. Exhale, lower the right knee and point the foot. Inhale, hook the thumbs, sweep the arms up, lift the chest, back bend behind the heart. Exhale, hands come down, step the right foot to meet the left and fold into both legs. Inhale, soften the knees, hook the thumbs, sweep the arms forward and up, press the pelvis forward, lift the chest, arch back. Exhale, reverse the flow. Bend knees, sweep arms overhead, clasp palms, extend arms and legs. Inhale, hands come down, right leg steps back to a long lunge. Exhale, lower the knee and point the foot. Beautiful, guys. Inhale, hook the thumbs, reach up, back bend behind the heart. Exhale, hands come down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose. This time onto the right hand, outer edge of the right foot. Left side stacks onto the right side, supporting yourself with one hand and the outer edge of one foot. So Vashisthasana, side plank. As you need to modify, you're welcome to step your top foot forward or lower your bottom knee down. Try to square your hips to the wall that you're facing rather than opening the left hip towards the ceiling. Keep pulling up through the right side of your waist, engaging through that oblique. One more full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, come to a plank pose, and then exhale, we'll switch. Onto left hand, outer edge of the left foot, right arm reaches up. Feel like you're gripping at the floor with the fingers, not just hanging heavy in the heel of that left hand. Pull your waist up. You can turn the vision up to the right palm. Try to stack your hips and square them to the wall that you're facing. Take one more full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, come to a plank pose. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin to the earth. Inhale, slide to a low cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, move back through bent knees. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot in between the hands to a lunge. Exhale, lower your back knee down, but keep your toes tucked under. Inhale, hook the thumbs, sweep the arms up, lift the chest back, bend behind the heart, and then see if you can push off on your left foot. Step your left foot to meet the right, and fold into both legs, interlacing the hands behind your back. Soften the knees, hook the thumbs in front of the legs, sweep the arms forward and up, press the pelvis forward, lift the chest, arch back, and then exhale, reverse the flow again. Bend knees, swing arms overhead, clasp palms, extend arms and legs. Inhale, hands come down, left leg steps back to a long lunge. Exhale, lower the knee and point the foot. Inhale, hook the thumbs, sweep the arms up, lift the chest, back bend behind the heart. Exhale, hands come down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose. Once again, onto the right hand, outer edge of the right foot, left arm reaches up. You can optionally reach the left arm over the left ear. Optionally, left leg can lift off of the right. Keep pulling into the right side of your waist, still stacking the hips and squaring to the wall you're facing. One more full breath in on this side, and a full breath out. Inhale, back to a plank pose. Exhale, onto left hand, outer edge of left foot, right arm reaches up and over the right ear. Pull the left side of the waist up. Option to lift that right leg an inch off the left. Try not to open the hip to the ceiling, keep squaring it. You'll get more work in the left oblique and that left side of the core. One more full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale to a plank pose. Exhale, lower. Knees, chest, and chin to the earth. Inhale, slide into low cobra. Bhujangasana, back of neck stays long. Good. Exhale, press back. Moving through bent knees, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot in between the hands to a lunge. Exhale, lower the right knee and point the foot. And keep the toes tucked, actually. Hook the thumbs, sweep the arms up, lift the chest, back bend behind the heart. And then exhale, we're gonna push off. Right foot steps to meet the left. Fold into both legs, interlace the hands behind the back. Soften the knees, hook the thumbs, sweep the arms forward and up, press the pelvis forward, lift the chest, arch back. Exhale, mountain pose, arms by the sides. Take a full breath in through the nose and a full breath out of the nose.
Inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze up to see the prayer. Exhale, bow forward, hands to earth, Uttanasana. Inhale to a flat back, Ardha Uttanasana, open the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands release. You can step or float back, lower through your transition of choice. Inhale, find a back bend behind the heart. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Okay, from here, we're gonna keep the left hand on the ground, put a little bend in your knees. Take your right hand to your lower back, right at your sacrum, the middle part of the low back. Back of hand presses into the low back. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose with that left arm down. Then we're gonna exhale, swim the right arm forward, right hand comes down, and press back into a bent knee dog again. Then inhale, the left hand comes onto the sacrum, exhale to pause. Inhale, we come forward to a plank. Exhale, swim the left arm forward, take the left hand down, and pull back into a bent knee dog again. And we're gonna keep swimming like that. Right hand on the inhale, exhale, holding it there, holding yourself with that left hand. Inhale to a plank, exhale, swim it forward, pull back into your bent knee dog. Inhale, left hand to the sacrum, exhale to pause. Inhale to plank, exhale, swim the left arm forward, pull back into dog. One more on each side. Inhale, right hand onto the sacrum, exhale, pause. Inhale to plank, exhale, swim the arm forward, pull back into dog. Inhale, left hand onto the sacrum, exhale, pause. Inhale to plank, exhale, swim the left arm forward, pull back into a bent knee dog and pause. So we got to work our hands, we got to open our heart and our chest, and we also got to do some core work there. It was like a triple whammy. Take one more full breath, just holding your dog, and a deep breath out. On the next inhale, step the right foot in between the hands to a lunge. Exhale, ground into the pinky edge side of the left foot. Inhale, lift the arms and the torso, coming into warrior one. So make sure your hips are squared forward. You might have to step that left foot a little more to the left. Reach the arms back up. And then exhale, find a back bend. Cactus the elbows down towards the rib cage. Inhale, reach the arms back up, palms can press. Exhale, cactus the elbows towards the rib cage. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus the elbows. Try to enjoy your breath here. Keep softening and slowing down. Inhaling up. Exhale to cactus. Beautiful, guys. One more. Inhaling up. Exhale to cactus. Inhale, extend the right leg. Exhale, interlace the hands behind your back. You can readjust your stance here so you don't feel like you're on a tightrope and your hips are definitively squared forward. Inhale, trace the hands down the left leg, lift your heart. And then exhale, fold over the right leg. Keep reaching the arms like a weight overhead. Only go in so far as you still feel stable and supported on your feet. And don't be afraid to readjust your stance if you feel imbalanced. And then lengthening over that right leg. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. 3 more. In and out. Breathe in. Scissor the thighs together. Lift the right outer hip. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. In and out. Release the hands down to the ground. Step your left leg back into a long lunge. Press the left hand down, reach the right arm up. Come into a nice open twist here. Now you can keep your left hand rooting firmly into the ground. You can opt to lift onto the left fingertips here. Get a little more leverage, feel a little more strength in the legs. You're also working the muscles of the fingers here. And if you want to stick more to working the muscles of the legs, you can opt to lift your left hand off the ground entirely. Just 3 more breaths. Strong in the legs, right knee stays bent. Breathing in. Breathing out for 2. It's so hard if you lift your hand. 1 more, in and out for 3. Both hands come down, step back, bent knee, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose, and then lower your pelvis just enough. Keep the balls of the feet connected, modified up dog. Beautiful, guys. And then we're gonna bend the knees to pull back into down dog and rock that transition a couple times. So we come either into a plank if your low back feels twingy, and then into a bent knee down dog, or you can come forward to that modified up dog, back into a bent knee down dog. Next time you pull back into a bent knee down dog, pause there a moment. Find your breath, neutralize here in your dog. All right. On the next inhale, step the left foot forward. Exhale, ground the right heel down. Inhale, lift into your Virabhadrasana 1 on the left side. Left knee is bent to 90. Try to wrap that right hip forward. Take the stance where both frontal hip points face in front of you. Reach the arms up once again, and then exhale, cactus the elbows down. Really working those middle back muscles to help release the upper back muscles. Cactus down. Inhaling up. Exhale, cactusing down. Squeeze in the rhomboids, squeeze in those shoulder blades. Inhaling up. Exhale, cactusing down. There's 3 more. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus down. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus down. 1 more. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus down. Inhale, extend the left leg. Exhale, interlace the hands behind your back with the opposite thumb on top. Inhale, lift the chest, trace the hands down the right leg. And then exhale, fold over the left leg. And if you want to readjust your stance a little bit here, I like to do that. Just make sure you feel stable and you can really square your chest over the left leg. Scissor the thighs together. Use the arms like a weight reaching overhead to open the fronts of the shoulders and your chest. Keep scissoring the inner thighs towards one another. Let the weight of the head release. Take 3 more breaths here. Try to clasp the palms all the way together. 1 more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Release the hands down. You can frame the left foot and then step your right leg a little longer back, coming into a long lunge. Press into the right hand, left knee bent to 90. Reach the left arm up. Scissor the inner thighs together. Now you can stay here. Feel really strong in your legs. Optionally, to work more of the hands, you can lift up onto your fingertips and feel those finger muscles activate. Optionally, you can work more of the legs and lift the whole hand, that whole right hand off the ground, and just feel those legs supporting you. 3 more breaths. Rotating the vision up to the left hand. 1 more deep breath in and out. Go ahead, take both hands down, step back into a bent knee, downward facing dog. Widen your sits bones, make your bum smile. Imagine that your booty's smiling, so really bend those knees and turn the seat up. Now from here, you can repeat what we did before, coming from this bent knee dog, forward to either a plank or a modified up dog, and then bending the knees, pulling back into your down dog. Or you can opt to do the same thing on your fingertips. Three more rounds of breath. And then we'll meet back in a downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and take a full breath out. Inhale, step the right foot in between the hands to a lunge. Exhale, ground the left heel to the floor. Inhale, spiral the arms out and open. Come into Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, extend the right leg. Pull your hips back, lengthen the right arm forward. And tip down into Trikonasana. Straight line from wrist to wrist. Try to catch your breath here. Feel that you're breathing deep into the body. And with this right hand, make sure you're not just sinking into whatever you have beneath it, whether it's your shin or a block. Think of energetically lifting up with that hand. So you're not just collapsing, but you're also rising. Take one more full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, press into the feet, rise to stand up. Exhale, bend into the right knee. Take the right hand to the instep side of the right foot. Recommendation here is to flip the wrist. If you can bring your right hand to a clockwise flip to the instep side of that right leg. Heel of hand aligns with heel of foot. Left arm reaches up and look up towards the left palm. Keep pushing your right tricep into that right leg, wrapping your right hip beneath you. Take 2 more breaths here. Feel so stable in your structure. Right knee bent to 90, pushing into the pinky edge side of your left foot. Take 1 more full breath in and a full breath out. Okay, and then from here, you can go ahead, take your left hand down, keep your right hand flipped, and then raise your left heel, and then step your right foot back. So we're in a single hand flipped wrist, okay? And then from here, with the right hand flip, left fingers forward, see if you can bend both elbows back like a chaturanga. And then inhale, roll to the tops of the feet, and then see if you can take a single hand flip wrist, downward facing dog. If you can't do it, no problem, just take a regular dog. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out of the nose. Inhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Exhale, ground the pinky edge side of the right foot to the ground. Inhale, spiral arms out and open, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, extend the left leg. Pull your hips back. Lengthen the left arm forward and tip down into Trikonasana. Left hand onto left shin. Right arm reaches up, look up to see the right thumb. Keep cutting your hips back in space, lengthening the torso and left arm over the left leg. And here, make sure there's a little softness behind your left knee, and also make sure you're not collapsing into that left hand. Feel the hand lifting up on the shin or the block, so there's that element of levity, of elevation, of lightness. Take 1 more full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, press into the feet, rise to stand up. Exhale, elongate your stance, bend your left knee. Take your left hand to the instep side of the left leg. If possible, flip the wrist in a counterclockwise direction. Heel of left hand aligns with heel of left foot. Push your left tricep or armpit into the left knee. Wrap your left hip back. So nice, Kendra. Reach the right arm up and look up to see the right thumb. Keep rooting into pinky edge side of that right foot. Wrapping the left hip beneath you. Rotate the left lung up. Beautiful, guys. 3 more breaths. Feel so stable in your structure that there's no rush to come out of it. Left knee is bent to 90. 1 more deep breath in and out. And then from here, inhale, we'll take the right hand down. Hands are shoulder distance apart. If this flip wrist doesn't feel good, just go ahead and flip your left hand back forward. Otherwise, left fingers stay in that counterclockwise flip, hands shoulder width apart, and you can step back into a single flip wrist plank pose. And then from here, move the chest slightly forward, bend the elbows back, chaturanga with this asymmetrical arm thing going. Inhale, find your up dog, and then exhale, possibly with that left hand still flip back. Pull back into your bent knee down dog. Take 1 more full breath in here, and a full breath out. And then if the left hand is flipped, you can take the left hand back forward
And just take a nice little bent knee dog here. All 10 fingers rooting into the ground. Lower the knees to the ground. Widen your knees, point your feet. Take a child's pose. We've been working really hard today. So just let your belly melt down. Find a bit of a back bend here, a bit of that heart opener. So you can either rest your forehead on the ground, or you can bring your chin to the ground and rest more of your chest and chin to the ground. So you get a little deeper back bend here. And just feel yourself settling. And again, practice embodying the name of the pose, child's pose. So just feeling simple, not complicating things with the mind, but living in the present, living in the body, exploring through sensation, and just feeling how sweet this pose can be. Right? It's that moment of pause, a moment of surrender. And if you've been carrying the weight of your worries throughout this practice, see if for now you can choose to let it go. And we can keep choosing that again and again and again, because the worries will always creep back, and then we can always reset, realign, remember that childlike nature as we release the stress, the fear, the worry. Okay, from here, we're gonna lift up a little bit. Come onto your fingertips. If you have blocks, you can grab the blocks, and we're gonna walk the hands over towards the right. You'll take the blocks at a diagonal, and you're gonna stick them into your armpits. So you can think of that left hip grounding towards your left heel, and then you're reaching your blocks out towards about 2 o'clock. If 12 is in front of you, arms and heart are reaching out towards 2. And so on the fingertips, you can sit your seat back to your heels and then look out, find that back bend, find that heart opener. And then try to relax the tops of the shoulders down. So this little bit of pressure of the blocks in the armpits is also really good for lymphatic drainage. We've got lymph nodes all throughout our body, some big ones in the armpit. And so the lymph system helps to carry out pathogens, infections, toxins, viruses. And so it's important to help keep that lymphatic system fluid. And the way that we can help to flush it, because it doesn't have its own flushing mechanism, is through movement and massage and pressure. So these blocks are like a little bit of pressure in the armpits to help it moving. And then let's go ahead and we'll walk the hands over to the left. You'll bring the blocks with you. You can keep them at a diagonal in the armpits. And nice to come up onto those fingertips and reach out towards about 10 o'clock. Chest forward, vision out, heart forward. Breathing in. So we're not just sinking into the pose, we're finding the element of rising up, rising out of it, both energetically and physically. Right? Kids are so light. They're not bogged down by so much heaviness, and they're also physically light, right? They're little people. And so find that lightness in your own being in every sense of the way. Take one more full breath in, and a full breath out. Inhale, come back, center. You can nix the blocks for now. And then we're gonna go ahead and pull ourselves forward all the way onto our bellies. Okay, so elbows right beneath your shoulders. Take a Sphinx pose. Pull the ground towards you. Broaden across the collarbones. Find a nice little rise behind the heart. Keep lifting the chest forward and up. Keep lifting the crown up. Keep drawing the chin back. Take a couple more rounds of breath, just holding your Sphinx. Two more breaths. One more deep breath in. Okay, now if you don't want to participate in more core work today,
You're absolutely welcome to hold your Sphinx. You could also play around with doing a single leg frog, bending your left elbow, reaching your right leg back, grabbing for your right foot. You can do the same on the other side. If you do want some core work, we're going to take it into a forearm plank. So pushing into the forearms will lift our hips up. Make sure you're not so high in your hips. You want to have your hips level with your shoulders and your heels. And we're just going to hold here. I'm going to count us out. If you start to feel like you're fatiguing, you can change techniques. Changing techniques is a way to change our experience of time. So you can start to either like rock forward and back on the balls of the feet. You could swivel your heels side to side. But stay in there and just breathe. "20 more seconds till we're here for a minute." You guys are doing great. 8 more seconds. Okay, you can lower back down into your Sphinx pose. So nice, guys. Pull the ground towards you. Lift your chest, back bend. Breathing here. Good. 2 more breaths. 1 more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Okay, let's go ahead and lower the forehead to the ground. Reach the arms back behind you and interlace your hands into a fist. Clasp the palms together. Inhale, lift your head, chest, and legs. Shalabhasana, nice Suna. Back of neck stays long, looking down towards the cheeks. Squeeze the legs together. Lift the chest a little higher. Lift the legs a little higher. Lift everything a little higher. And then exhale, release. Rest your hands, your forehead into your hands, and rock your hips for a moment. So you can try to perceive this practice as playtime. And we're just exploring new shapes and new ways in which we can move the body. And with that, we move our energy. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, reach back. Grab a hold of the tops of the feet or the ankles. Inhale, kick the shins back. Lift your chest up. Coming into Dhanurasana bow pose. Back of neck stays long. And if you'd like to here, you are welcome to play around with rocking. It's so hard. You can rock forward and back. So nice, guys. Yes, beautiful. Good. All right, and then kick the feet back, lift your chest up, and then release. Make a little pillow, rock your hips, let it go. Okay. From here, let's go ahead and take the hands back beneath the shoulders. Press back onto your shins. So we're going to come into a camel pose here. Keep your toes tucked under. If you have blocks, you might like to consider having them the tallest height right outside of your feet. Just an option in case you need them. Take your hands to your lower back, fingers pointing down, manually lengthening the tailbone down. On an inhale, puff up your chest. Keep lengthening your tail so your hips stay over your knees. Find a back bend behind the heart, not from compressing or crunching in your lower back. And if you feel any crunchiness in there, you can just keep your hands on your low back, supporting the low back and reaching the heart up. Optionally, you can reach and find the blocks beneath your hands. Optionally, you can reach and find the heels beneath your hands. Keep thrusting your hips forward. Nice, Brian. Back bending behind the heart. Lift the chest. Beautiful, guys. Nice, Karen. Breathing in. Yes, Ed. Breathing out. That's it. So nice, guys. In, if it's comfortable, you can let the head go back and open the throat. And out. One more. In and out. Inhale from the center of the chest, come up. And then we're going to shift the hips to one side. Shift your feet to the other side. And then let's go ahead and bring the legs in front of us. So just taking a moment, popcorn your legs out a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to take the hands behind you. If you feel like your low back is open, you can take a Purvottanasana with the legs straight, soles of feet press into the ground, hips lift, head releases back. Otherwise, you'll bend your knees and take a reverse tabletop. Heels right beneath your knees, hips up high. If comfortable, the head can release back. Just as a neutralizer to the spine here. Take one more full breath in and a full breath out. Release your hips down. Two options. So we're going to do a little more hip and a little more handwork, and then we're going to just come to rest. So option one, if your hips are really tight, you can simply take a cross-legged position, Sukhasana. And then in this cross-legged position, you can either stay, or we'll fold in a moment together, or you can take your right shin on top of the left, pull the meaty part of your butt back, and you can take Agni Stambhasana, ankle to knee. And then from here, reach the arms overhead wherever you are. Grab for opposite elbows and just feel that you're lifting your lungs and finding more room for breath in your body and more lift behind the heart. So you're finding a sense of lightness in your being, a sense of lightness in your heart. And just feel like there's a little ball behind you that you could arc over and find a back bend. Take 3 more breaths here. Keep flexing the feet, reaching the knees down. One more deep breath in. You can also sit on your a block or a blanket here if you're having a hard time getting the knees down. And then wherever you are, you're going to reach the arms up and press the palms together and interlace the hands. So we were holding opposite elbows, and now we've flipped the palms to interlace the fingers. Beautiful, guys. From here, we're going to bend the elbows, swirl the hands forward, bend the elbows, reach the arms back up. Going to go at a pace that's manageable for you. So nice, guys. So swirl forward, reach up. One more time. Okay, next time they come up, you can grab for opposite elbows again, and then release, and we'll fold forward for 5 breaths. Keep flexing the feet, reaching the chest forward. Two more breaths. Then inhale, sit up. Okay, and then we'll switch sides. So if you're in the cross-legged position, switch and bring the other ankle in front. And if that's difficult, I highly recommend sitting on a cushion or a blanket. So with that elevated base, the knees can release down and you find more space in those frontal hip points. And then optionally, you can take that Agni Stambhasana and stack your left shin on top of the right, flex the feet. And then let's reach the arms overhead, grab for opposite elbows, and then switch. So the weird forearm is on top, and the opposite lung and shoulder start to open. And imagine somebody over you pulling your arms up. So you start to feel, if your whole spine was like an accordion or a harmonium, that you're starting to get breath in the bellows. You're starting to spread the accordion and open up the possibility for more space, for more air. And then keep lifting yourself up by the arms, reaching the knees down. Take 2 more breaths here. Okay, and then from here, we're gonna reach the arms up. So again, right hand crosses over to the left hand crosses over to the right. The palms turn to face one another, and then you interlace the hands. Exactly, Brian. And then you're gonna go ahead and bend and come forward, and then the arms come back up. And then the elbows come down, hands come towards you, and then away. And then see if you can connect it with the breath. So nice, Chandra and Dylan. Nice, Suna. Yes, guys. Yes, Barbara. Beautiful, Oliver. 2 more times. Next time you reach up, grab for opposite elbows again, and then release and fold forward. 5 breaths reaching forward. All right, let's inhale, come on up to sit. Just lean back and step both feet on the ground. We'll take a little TP twist, left forearm wraps around the shins, look over the right shoulder, gentle twist to the right. Little TP twist to the left, right forearm wraps around the shins, look over the left shoulder. And then we're gonna finish off in a supine Baddha Konasana with our blocks or with a cushion beneath us. So if you have blocks, you'll take one block, the medium wide height that will support your middle back, and one block will go to the highest height to support your head. So block wide, highest height to support your head, block wide, medium height to support the middle back. And then you'll bring your feet together so the inner hips can open, knees open out to the sides. Rest your middle back right about where your bra strap or a heart rate monitor would go on that middle block. And then the highest height of the block supports the back of the head. So it should feel super, super comfortable. If you're not, just adjust the blocks until you find a position that is. And then this will be our final pose for the practice. If you want to go deeper into your heart opener here, you can move the arms to a different vector away from the body. So the closer the arms are towards your legs or your hips, the less opening you'll experience in your heart and your chest. So you can also feel free to open the arms out to a T shape. You could also go to a Y shape, but since we're in that relaxation aspect of the practice, don't force too much space. Let it be relaxing and subtly opening. And just feel that you can fill the back of the heart and the back of the lungs with breath. You can feel the lungs expand and then deflate. And you'll feel that extension into the block. You might even get a couple cracks in the back. And you're welcome to stay here as long as it feels good and relaxing. If instead you'd like to opt for a traditional Shavasana, you can absolutely draw the legs together and extend them out long. And you could stay here in your upper body with the legs reaching out, or you could move the blocks all together and take rest on your back. Right, and kids, right, they play hard, you know? They're just wild and so energized, like those Energizer bunnies. And then when they rest hard. And so let yourself have that deep restoration. And so creating all the conditions for that to happen. So even though today the practice has been a practice of connecting to that within us, which is timeless, time does still function. And so if you're feeling compressed by the hands of time in any way, and you feel you need to get on with what's next for your evening, you're welcome to make your way into a comfortable seat. If you feel you have a little more time to continue resting, it is recommended to take a nice long 5 to 10 minute shavasana. That's really how a lot of the integration of the work occurs. But just honoring what your responsibilities are, because we are in these adult bodies. And then either remaining on your back or coming up to a comfortable seat. And just remembering that imprint of feeling free and serene because of simplicity. See if you can carry some semblance of that with you off the mat. Wherever you are, taking a deep breath in, letting it go. One more in, and let it go. And honoring that sweet, sweet child within you. Thanking her or him for coming out to play today and express themselves. Namaste. Thank you, Suna.